Hello YouTube, this is Tammy with Elevated Living Today. I am a spiritual life coach and also a wellness coach as well. And one of the things that I've been doing over the pandemic is I've gotten into yoga. And one of the reasons I've noticed, I'll put this, by doing yoga, especially with the hip openers, if you are a person that holds on to, a lot of the emotions get trapped in your cells over the years, and especially with women, males too, but many males, if you're into spiritual healing or healing the soul, then this is also for you. But women is something that you need not to be afraid to embrace, is your feminine energy, okay? And that is with the hip openers, it actually helps you to release any stagnated emotional energies that you hold in your aura, because your body and your spirit is also interconnected. And that's one of the things that we need to be aware of. So I'm going to do a couple of hip openers that I have done or that I do on a regular basis. And I'm going to show you, it's just a couple, about 3 poses I'm going to show you. Okay, so starting with the first one, I hope you can see me. I love to start with this pose first. I'm going to put my hair to the side, where you just bend down as if you're going to touch your toes. You go as far as you go. I can place my hands on the mat, but to reach or get to this point, you will cross your arms in front of you. I don't know if you can see me, they're crossed like this, like I'm hugging my arms, and just let the top portion of your body hang down without any resistance. You just let it drop. And what it's going to do is start to stretch your muscles back here, and you'll see that you begin to be more flexible. And this helps to prevent injuries as you get older. So when you stretch past your norm, you don't do any harm to yourself or your body. It'll be used to past stretching in that zone or past your comfort zone. So this will help eliminate injuries all as well if you do these stretches. So just let your head hang down and shake your head no, then yes, and that'll let you know how relaxed you are at letting your body drop. And you want this to occur from your hips. If you need to, you can bend your legs a little bit, or you can lock them. And eventually you'll be able to place your hands on the ground like that. And to go into the downward dog, I'm going to try to stay in the camera. You just walk your hands out like this. I'm trying to make sure I stay in the camera. I'm going to put my feet back, and you're going to press your hips back towards your heel, and also your head. Okay. And you can hold the stretch. Every stretch you want to try to hold for at least 60 seconds, 1 minute, if you can. And you can alternate bending each knee, and that will also intensify the stretch on the back of each leg. And this pose is called the downward dog in yoga. Okay, so if you bend your knees to go down to the mat, it'll take you here, which is called a baby pose or your resting pose. And this is where the beginning of your hips open, your hip openers. This is also will get you to the point of where your hips are more open, and you'll be able to do this very relaxed. You can hold this position and it helps to open your hips. Coming back up on all fours like this and bring, you can actually go back up to a plank or a downward dog pose and bring one of your legs to the front, and you're gonna go to a pigeon pose, and you want to bring your leg across, straight across in front of you, and one leg going straight back, and put your head down, and this stretches out the hip. It is a hip opener. This is one common or well-known pose for opening the hips. And you can just hold this pose for as long as you can, but you want to try to hold the pose for at least 60 seconds, equaling to 1 minute. And try your best to melt into your pose or relax into your pose, will help you to be able to stretch more and more. You'll begin to be more and more flexible. Okay, and once you've stretched long enough to stretch the front of the opposite leg, you would come up and then your head back and get that good stretch in. And these are awesome, awesome. This pigeon pose is awesome for opening up your hips and helping you to eventually become more flexible. And when you first do this, you may not be able to go all the way down, so you would go down as far as you can. Okay, and even coming up and stretching the leg that is stretched out. That's what I am stretching right now. Okay. And once you feel you've gotten enough stretching, you can go back up on all fours or to your plank or downward dog and bring the other leg across the front and keep the other leg extended toward the back. If you can bring it up a little bit more, do that as well. You get more stretching. Okay. Help you to eventually become more flexible. And hold this pose for at least 1 minute. And if you want to get more stretch out of it, push your hips over to the leg, toward the leg that is extended. And that'll help you to get more stretching as well. And melt or relax into the pose, holding it, getting comfortable. And you will see that when you do this, I know for me, not just because it hurts, but you will also begin to release some emotions that are stagnated in this area, in the hip area, as you see this. And as you do it more, you'll become more and more flexible. And what you should be, and it doesn't matter the age, you can start this, but always start with ease and caution. And once you feel like you've gotten the most out of that stretch, now we're going to stretch the extended leg in the front. And then you want to hold it for 1 minute or 60 seconds to get the most out of your stretch. Okay, and once you feel you've gotten the most out of the stretch, you want to go back up to your fours like this, or your plank, or the downward dog pose, and get you some stretching in. Okay, and to not prolong this video, I'm gonna do one more pose that I like to do. And I'm gonna leave that's why I usually have 2 mats down here. I wanna show you, this is the frog pose. I wanna kind of show you. Another pose that I do. I'm going to turn it a little slant so you can see the pose a little bit better. This stretch that I am going to do. And what I do here, you want to go open your legs like a frog. That's why it's called the frog pose. As wide as you can, as low as you can go. There's no pressure. You do whatever you feel comfortable. And remember, you want to try and hold it for a minute. You can stay up like this. If you want to get more into your stretch, you try to melt it or relax into the stretch without putting so much pressure. You do that by coming down and just relaxing and holding that stretch. Try for at least 1 minute. And this is called the frog pose or stretch. And it helps to open the hips really, really well. And relaxing, and I'm just relaxing. You can even hold this longer than a minute if you can. The longer you can hold this pose, the better. And the more you'll see, more flexible you'll become. The more your hip openers, your hips will open up. You'll begin to be more flexible. Right now I feel my legs sliding down wider, so they are opening up even more just from holding this stretch. And I'm going to end this stretch. You can come up and hold it like this as well. And the longer you can hold it, the better results you'll get. And I am going to come up, and you can work, you'll feel the soreness. I usually work it around like this, and doing that you'll begin to see, eventually you'll be able to do a split. And there are other ways you can do your hip openers as well. If you can, instead of the pigeon pose, if you want to do it sitting up, and pull these shorts down some. I don't know if that's going to help, but you can cross your leg over your knee and pull your leg in towards you as far as possible, and just hold it. And you can also stretch that way as well, and doing the opposite and hold it as well. And see, me, I really don't feel this stretch as much, so it's better for me to do it the other way. So that is a way that you can do them. And you can also sit Indian style and cross your leg over your thigh and lean forward. And I take my deep breaths on that one for certain. On all of them you should, because I definitely feel this stretch a lot more. Cross the other one, put it over your thigh, and lean forward, and it's going to give you more of a stretch in your hips. And go down in your comfort zone. You don't have to go all the way down. Up to you. And bringing it up. That is the stretches that I do for hip openers. This is an additional one that you can do. And you can push down on your inner thighs or lean forward. This is also one. But this is not one that I usually do so much anymore. I used to. And just hold this down for at least 1 minute. And that concludes my hip opener stretches. And I know I said I was gonna do this video live, but things didn't go as planned, but I still wanted to bring the video to you as promised. So I hope you enjoy my hip opener stretches, and God bless you. And know that when you do these stretches, they are also preventatives from having bodily injuries as you get older. Okay, because once you move past your comfort zone, if you're not exercising or you're not stretching past your comfort zone, if you happen to do a move past your comfort zone, that's where the injuries come from. So if you are the more flexible you are, the less chances you have for injuries. So again, my name is Tammy, and I am a spiritual life and wellness coach. Okay, so I love you guys. I will see you on the next video. Bye now. Bye, peace and blessings.